just a fluke. We shouldn't read too much into it. It's just the end of the season. Nobody's really taking them seriously, and they're being underestimated. How would you see it? Seif said, I haven't paid attention to what he's doing. A lot of us, most of us haven't, Seif. BT, I hadn't paid attention, to be honest. I appreciate y'all honesty. That's why I'm bringing it up to y'all attention, though. I think we need to talk about it. Honestly, yesterday, I think he was like 22 of 31 or something like that. He threw for 300 yards or close to it. Had a few tutties. He ain't looking that bad. Now, if he turns out to be good and he got drafted where he got drafted at, he was not hyped up at all. When they drafted him, we were like, who? YouTube, I'm back live. Could you please let me know? Please let me know if you can hear me now. Is this thing on? If not, I'm just going to have to cancel the YouTube live today, and I'll just have to go back to my settings and see what the hell's going on. Can somebody please tell me if you can hear me now on YouTube, please? Mikey, if you get a chance, go over there and see if I got sound over there. Jets are a good recipe to look impressive. And again, they're not playing good teams, really, but they beat the Panthers. They've got the Panthers number. And the Panthers are probably going to the playoffs after their big win against the Saints. After their big win against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers yesterday. Now, they got to see them again. But that was an impressive win, and I got that right. I said the Panthers will win. So my questions are for you today. If we did a redraft, do you think Tyler Shough would be a first-round pick now? And I want to give a shout out to Cam Ward, because Cam Ward has not had the rookie season that I hoped, that I predicted. Okay, thank you. He can hear me. Thank you very much. DeBam ZTV. He said, this is the black screen from TikTok Live. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you coming on here. Yeah, you don't got a name on the TikTok, so I couldn't see it. Okay, thank you very much. ZTV. They can hear me now on YouTube. This is the Great Debate Show. I'm live on YouTube and TikTok. And today I'm here to recap the college football playoff weekend. I got 3 out of 4 right on that. Everything but Alabama game. The Alabama beat Oklahoma. I was wrong. But I got Miami right. Ole Miss and Oregon, those were easy peasies. And my question today is this the end of an era in Baltimore? Is it time for a new regime? John Harbaugh, go. Take Todd Monk and all your weak-ass coaching staff guys with you. Lamar Jackson is about to be 29 in January. Derrick Henry is 32. Where the fuck was he at the last 8-9 minutes of the football game? They continue to blow leads. Their defense continues to be depressing and disappointing. Lamar Jackson keeps getting injured at the worst times. What are we doing here? At some point, we've got to say, all right, let's restart this thing. Like I had to do my YouTube channel. For some reason, I didn't have sound earlier. I had to restart it. Now, guess what? It's working. I got sound now. Thank you so much, Mikey. They say they can hear me now. I think it's time. Buccaneers should be ashamed of themselves. They literally had the division. I had a funny feeling that Carolina was going to be on the cusp of a playoff berth. I said that they would go either 8-9 or 10-7. And I didn't know which one they would be, so I just said 9-8. Right now, the Panthers are 8-7. Talk about a bold prediction, but yet a very accurate prediction. Everybody said, oh, you need to be drug tested. The Panthers? Yeah, but go play it back. I said it in August. I'm a Ravens fan. It's time to clean house. Somebody agrees with me. Now, how would you clean that house, Raven? Since you're a Ravens fan, please tell me. Am I on to something when I'm saying that I think everybody needs to go in the front office? The front office needs to clean house as far as the coaching staff goes. Or if they're not going to change anything with the coaching, Lamar Jackson needs to go. But they're not going to trade Lamar. He's their franchise. This is how they sell tickets. It's time for Lamar Jackson to leave, or it's time for everybody around Lamar Jackson to leave. Where was Derrick Henry last night? The Patriots shouldn't have won that game. Even though they should have won that game, if you looked at that game with 10 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter, you would have said, oh, wow, the Patriots blew another one. This is going to be 2 straight losses. That's where it looked like we were headed. Now, I don't want to discredit what the Patriots did, but this is the typical Ravens blowing these leads. Shout out to Drake May, though, the resilience. Shout out to Steph Diggs. He looked at the sideline and said, let's go. We ain't out of this. Shout out to Mike Vrabel, but he's got a quarterback. I don't give a damn how good Mike Vrabel may be as a coach. If you ain't got a franchise quarterback, you can't do what just happened last night. You can't win that game. Drake May he's got an arm, man. He's got a cannon. That touchdown pass that he threw when they were down 11, and he got that touchdown, and they got the 2-point conversion, and they cut it to 3. That was impressive, and I'm not easily impressed at all. It was a great throw. It was great ball placement, great accuracy, great catch, great concentration. In double coverage, he put it right where it needed to be, over the corner's head, underneath the safety. They were down 11. That set the tone for the comeback. Lamar Jackson left the game due to a back injury. He didn't come back. I was not surprised. I was just waiting on him to say he's ruled out. They said he's ruled out. I'm like, here we go again. But my problem is, where was Derrick Henry? You had just said, we don't have Lamar Jackson anymore. He may not come back in the second half. We're going to give it to Derrick Henry until you stop giving it to Derrick Henry. There's too many question marks. There's too many red flags going on in Baltimore after these losses that they shouldn't even have. It's time to change it. The Ravens have hit their ceiling. I don't want to hear about it anymore. I'm a huge, huge Lamar Jackson advocate. I've been saying for years he's the best football player on God's green earth. If we just talking football in the backyard, when you start picking players, whoever's got down and they say, I got him, Lamar's probably going to be the first player you pick. Yes, Josh Allen is the best quarterback in football, but Lamar Jackson is like the best football player. But this year, I ain't saw that. He's clearly hurt. He's dealing with a knee injury. He's probably still dealing with the hamstring that kept him out for like 4 or 5 weeks. And now he's got a back problem. This is just too much, and it's ongoing way too much. It's just going on way too much. So I say it's time for a new regime. This is the end of an era. And the Baltimore Ravens, they're just not the Baltimore Ravens anymore. And I think we have to start looking at that. Jackson has won 2 MVPs and a lot of games with the Ravens. But with this body showing signs of decline, and the team's 2025 playoff hopes are all but gone, it feels like we've reached the end of an era in Baltimore. And I just wanted to say that. And not just that, why don't they never put stars around him? I don't want to spend too much time on Lamar Jackson, but damn, why do they never put Zay Flowers? His eye, but he fumbled too last night. At the end of the day, outside of Zay Flowers, and he ain't much, I think those are a bunch of B receivers over there, man. Outside of him, man, they ain't got much of nothing else in terms of young, locked up offensive talent. The center, Tyler Linderbaum, and the tight end, Isaiah Likely, they're pending free agents. Derrick Henry, another 1,000-yard season more than likely, but he's 32 come January. Lamar about to be 29. Rashad Bateman, 26. He signed for 4 more years, but guess what? The motherfucker had 18 catches all year. That's not a supporting cast. This offseason's got a lot of questions in Baltimore, and they have to be answered. Harbaugh is the franchise's all-time winning coach. But should he come back with so many great years muted by postseason failures and all of these regular season blunders? I'm just asking. Should the Ravens invest once more in a receiving threat with a top pick as they have with Bateman, Flowers, Marquise Brown in recent years? With Jackson's injuries piling up and rushing numbers declining? Is it time for a change? I think yes. And I just wanted to say that. I've been saying for years, what the fuck does John Harbaugh do? What does he do? Yes, he can lead 53 men on a roster. Yes, yes, yes. That's all you got? What's his philosophy? The motherfucker was a special teams coach in Philadelphia before he took this job. What has he done outside of that 2012 Super Bowl year? What has he done outside of beat his baby brother in the Super Bowl 47 game to keep this job for this long? We talk about Mike Tomlin all motherfucking year round, but nobody wants to say anything about John Harbaugh. If it's time for Mike Tomlin to go, damn it, it's time for John Harbaugh to go. Because when you get done at the end of the day talking, what Mike Tomlin has did in the past 6 years, I know in the 9 years it ain't been no playoff win, and I'm about to explain why that may change this year finally, but he ain't had Lamar Jackson either. What's John Harbaugh's excuse? That's all I wanted to say. That's all I wanted to say. All right, let me read a few comments and we're going to get this thing cracking with the rest of Week 16. Are we ready to take the Jaguars serious after their upset victory over the Denver Broncos? And if we had to do a redraft right now, where would you have Tyler Shook? Would he be ahead of Cam Ward? Would he be ahead of Jackson Dart? Would he be ahead of Shadur Sanders? I know y'all would say he would be ahead of Shadur Sanders, but the Browns just stink, and the Browns need a new coach, and the Browns just say, Shadur, hand it off. Shadur, hand it off. Shadur, hand it off. Oh, it's 3rd and 15. Now throw it. This stinks in Cleveland. Fuck Stefanski. He knows what the fuck he's doing too. But I digress. Tyler Shook is quietly playing some good football here in the past month, and nobody's paying attention and nobody's watching because it's the New Orleans Saints. And I just wanted to say that. He doesn't look bad. I know they beat the Jets, but they beat the Panthers twice. They've got their number, and the Panthers are about to be a playoff team. Shout out to the Panthers yesterday for beating the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers don't want the NFC South. They've dealt with a lot of injuries. Now, I don't know. I'm done. I'm out of excuses. I remember in September we were saying Baker Mayfield for MVP. Why does that seem like that was a year and a half ago? And who can top Saturday night's overtime thriller? The Packers and the Bears. Oh, my God. Chef's kiss. Last night was cool in Baltimore. The Steelers and the Lions was cool. That was a good game. Shout out to the Steelers. The Lions are done. But that Bears and Packers game, oh, my God. Are we ready to take the Bears serious? I've already gave them their credit and said they're a good team. Yes, they are a playoff team. Now I'm starting to wonder if they can really make some noise in the NFC. Playoffs, that is. Okay, read a few comments here. Let's go here. Let's go. How y'all doing on a magnificent Monday, man? Dave says, hello from Italy. That's what's up. What's up, Italy? Buccaneers should be ashamed of themselves. I know. King Mikey, ZTV said the whole front office. New coach. Zay is not a number 1 wide receiver for Lamar. No, he's not. And I've been saying that all along for a couple years now. Kalita, R8B, do you like to coach? I used to coach a little bit, if that's what you're asking. ZTV, the offense is so predictable, it's hard to watch as a fan. I agree. That's why I said it's time. It's just time. Get everybody out of there. I don't know why this is happening. Why what is happening? Divine World says Chase Young. I don't know. What about Chase Young? Okay. NFL is an injury machine. It is this year, Shiro. Thank you for the comment. Golf for the Lions, trash, not gonna lie. Is it just golf? The Lions, we gotta talk about that on another episode. I think I will kind of give you the definition of what happened to Detroit on a Tuesday. Isaiah, I don't think Lamar is washed. I don't. I just think that it's just time for Nick. He's never had a good offensive coordinator in his whole career. 2 MVPs, I know all of that. But he ain't never had a good offensive coordinator. What about an Eric Bieniemy? What if Lamar Jackson's head coach was Andy Reid? You wouldn't be saying what you're saying. I disagree with him being washed. I think John Harbaugh is washed. I think he's played out, he's stale, and it's time for a new regime. The Ravens just had an injury-filled year. You tripping. The Ravens were better on paper than this last year. I mean, better on paper this year than last. I just said they were better on paper this year. And now I'm explaining to you, or I'm asking why are they not good? It's more to it than just the injuries. Lamar Jackson's been back. This is supposed to be a very good team this year, and we're not just going to blame it on injuries. The San Francisco 49ers have more injuries than anybody, and they've been sustaining those injuries since week motherfucking 1, and week 10-4, about to be 11-4, I think, tonight. We're in the playoffs. We've clinched. So don't blame it on injuries. Everybody's injured. It's more to it than that. It's more to it than that, Mr. 4-5. Nah, I ain't tripping. You tripping. Broncos win the Super Bowl. No. What about the Dolphins? What about the Commanders? What about the Seahawks? What the fuck are you talking about? That's why I get tired of reading all these goddamn comments. What the fuck you want? Let me do my shit, man. Let me talk. You listen or get the fuck off. Damn. Hello, sir. Hello. What do you think about Conor McGregor? Nothing. A good fighter, had good hands, past his prime, past his time. That's it. All right, I'm done with the comments. I'm going to let y'all troll. Let y'all say what y'all got to say. I'm going to let y'all do what y'all got to do. Say what you got to say. According to somebody, I'm snorting cocaine or some shit. Okay, let me snort my cocaine in, man. And let me enjoy my motherfucking high. The Nate Show says, you're my favorite streamer. Thank you, Nate. At least somebody appreciates me. All right. Bang, bang, Niner Gang. What's up to you, Chad? Okay. All right, I'm done reading the comments. Y'all ain't got nothing nice to say. Y'all just here to troll. But I'm going to let you have this shit. Go ahead. Back to TikTok. What's up, Bang, Bang, Niner Gang? How y'all doing? They know how to act over here on TikTok. Why YouTube always got to be so petty and immature? Anyway, I'm here to do a podcast and I talk. And if you don't like to hear me talk, all you got to motherfucking do is just swipe up or hit that X button and get me out the screen. Why you still looking at this then? All right, because you really know this face belongs on the Tizoob. I had to hit you with that Martin, man. I'm a clown with y'all knowing. Y'all have y'all fun and talk y'all shit over there on YouTube. I don't care. I'm going to do me. All right, back to what I was saying, though, man. Look, week 16 was good, but nothing tops that Bears and Packers game, TikTok. Nothing. BT, I know. But I just had to, they getting disrespectful, though. I ain't just going to deal with the disrespect either now. Because sometimes you know how they do. They going to say a lot of stuff that they won't say to your face, you know? They won't say what they say to your face. Thank you for the love, Logan. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Somebody nice on YouTube. I appreciate it. Jabaro says amen. Mikey. They not going to the Super Bowl. Raiders. Liddy says Raiders and Texans was the game of the day. I did not catch that game, so I couldn't say. But shout out to the Texans. I'm going to say this again. I've been saying it for nearly 2 months, though. I said, watch out for the Texans. I've been saying it for longer than anybody. There are some people that are just now starting to jump on the wagon. I've been saying it. So, yeah, shout out to the Texans. I'm happy for them. I love DeMeco Ryan, former Niner defensive coordinator. C.J. Stroud, young brother, playing good at quarterback. People were starting to question that. I'm glad that we put that to bed. And that's the #1 defense in the league. Now, I'm the same guy who's been saying, Liddy, you probably ain't heard me saying this or not. You're here sometimes, but not all the time. Liddy, I have been saying for a while now that I can see the Texans wild card weekend going into New England, knocking off the #2 seed team Patriots as a 7 seed team And I could see them going to Denver the next week in the division around knocking off a number 1 Bronco team. Yeah, I've kind of got it already mapped out because the playoff picture has not changed yet. So I can see if the playoffs started today, it could really go just like that. I've got the Texans and the Bills in the AFC Championship game, but because they're a 6th and a 7th seed, it would be in Buffalo. But the Texans already spanked Buffalo this year. We saw that happen on a Monday night or a Thursday night football. But with it being in Buffalo this time, I don't know. Buffalo may get their lick back. Yeah, I've been saying Niners, Texans, or Niners, Bills. And now I know y'all, before y'all start tripping, I just got to keep saying the Niners because I predicted the Niners to go to the Super Bowl back in August when I did my early preseason predictions. Okay, let me read some more comments. Mikey Mike 909 says Niners, Chargers. Wouldn't that be something if that happened? The last time the Niners won a Super Bowl, it was against the San Diego Chargers. I wouldn't mind playing the LA Chargers against Mr. Khaki Pants. And the last time he was in the Super Bowl, he was coaching my 49ers. So that would be a whole lot of coincidences if that happened. Jacksonville really ain't that good. Now, that's what we've been saying for a while now, Liddy. But now I'm questioning that. Is it time for us to take them serious? For me, I'm not. But I do like what Trevor Lawrence said yesterday after they beat Denver. He said, I like it. Keep doubting us. He likes to be under the radar. I'm that kind of guy, too. I don't want you to see me coming. It's so much sweeter. It's so much better when you didn't see it, when you underestimated me, all of that. You ever been in a fight with somebody that you just knew you probably can't beat them, and then you fuck around and beat them? Like, damn, I actually whooped him. You underestimated me. That's what you get. Now, I probably won't give you a rematch because now you know I got hands. But you didn't know I had hands because you just thought, well, shit, I'm bigger than him. I'm taller than him. Yeah, but you got that ass whooped, didn't you? Underestimating someone can really, really, really be detrimental to people. And I think that that's what maybe Denver did. I think that's what some teams have did with Jacksonville. I like his answer, but I still can't take them serious. If the Jaguars keep winning these games like this, they're going to be that team that I told you all is going to have a good record and be one and done. It's going to be somebody. And I know Patriot fans and Broncos fans keep saying, well, it ain't going to be us. It ain't going to be us. I don't know who it's going to be. But it's always one of those teams that's got like one of the best records, if not the best record. Usually number 1 seed or number 2 seed, and they go down. Happens all the time. For whatever reason. If Jacksonville keeps doing this, it could be them. Now, we may all look back at this in February, who knows, and say, damn, we really slept on the Jaguars. They're going to the Super Bowl. But I just can't foresee that right now. Do you think CMC scores a touchdown today? Yes. Glenn Bush, thank you for joining. Thank you for the question, CM25. Jacob Lopez, we can get the number 1 seat. Number 1 seed, I think that's what he means to say. Yeah, but do you really want it? Do we really need it? I'll take it, but we don't have to have it necessarily. If the playoffs started today, we're number 6. We would have to go to Philly and play number 3, Eagles. We can beat the Eagles in Philly right now. I still think that. So what, they beat the Raiders and the Commanders. And I think we could beat Philly right now. And then in the division around, we could go to Seattle and beat them too. NFC Championship game. Against who? The Rams or the Bears? I still like our chances. And plus, I picked us to go to the Super Bowl, so I have to say it. I agree. Niners will go, and it's in San Fran. Chad, thank you for the comment. Y'all, the 49ers, I've said enough about Week 16. Let's get to tonight's Monday Night Football game. Niners, Colts in Indianapolis. Do you all realize this could be the 49ers' last road game of the year? Now, could we be one and done in the playoffs because our defense is bad and we can't stop the run and all of that? Yes. Could Brock Purdy turn back into the Brock Purdy that we've seen at times, to where he looks flustered, he presses too much, and he gets really, really, really careless with the football? Yes. All of those things could happen, and it could happen as early as tonight. It could happen against the Bears. It could happen against the Seahawks in the next few weeks. It could. But we control our own destiny right now. If we win out, we get the number 1 seed in the NFC thanks to Seattle beating the Rams Thursday night in an overtime thriller. Those were the game of the week so far. Bears, Packers Saturday night, Seahawks, Rams Thursday night. But we're going to beat Grandpa Rivers tonight in the Colts, and we're going to go 11-4. We've already clinched. We don't even have to win tonight thanks to the Lions' loss yesterday. We've already clinched. But we're going to win tonight, I'm pretty sure. And then we've got the next 2 games at home against the Bears, and that's in prime time too, baby. Monday Night Football tonight, and then next week, Sunday Night Football against the Bears. The Bears are a very good team right now, and I'm not sleeping on them at all anymore. But we can still beat the Bears. Their defense gives up some yards. They are bend but don't break team. They've got a lot of turnovers, but they also, can steal. They've got some loose ends, though, on the defense. Shanahan can scheme up ways to score on them. And then we got the Seahawks at home. That's going to be a huge game, Week 18. If we win those games, we're number 1. The Rams right now are number 5. And the Seahawks go back from 1 to, 6. Because we would have them in a sweep, and we would all be 13-4 more than likely, and life is good again in the Bay and all around the world for Niner fans. And then the question would be, can we win those 2 home playoff games? Whether it be against the Packers without a Micah Parsons, whether it be against the Bears or against the Seahawks, whoever will come to town, could we beat them? That's a question that can be answered for another day. But just the fact that we control our own destiny, and we don't have Nick Bosa, we don't have Fred Warner, we didn't have Brock Purdy, our starting quarterback, for a majority of the first half of the season. Ricky Pearsall seems to be made of glass, but when he's playing, he's good. There's just so many red flags and so many question marks. Like, how are we even here? We've already exceeded the expectations. Now, I know we said we go like 10-7, 11-6, but we thought we were going to have the heartbeat of our defense, Mr. Warner and Mr. Bosa and all these other guys. Micah Williams, the rookie, he's been gone for a minute. How much better would he be by now if he was still playing? And yet we're still here. So you can troll, all you Niner haters can come on here and troll and say we're not this, we're not that, we're not good, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. Go ahead. Only thing I'm going to say is we don't even supposed to be here. But yet, we motherfucking here. We're here. CM25 said, do you think Fred Warner comes back to the playoffs? Yes. You know Fred. They said that he had a chance to come back, but we would have to make the Super Bowl. Now you're hearing that, well, he could come back if we make the NFC Championship game. So I'm telling you, if we get the bye week and the number 1 seed, Fred Warner's going to make it his business to try his damnedest to come back the first playoff game in the divisional round. It can happen. Derrick Henry did this shit not long ago as a Tennessee Titan. But mind you, though, he did that. They lost that playoff game. They had a first round bye. He had got hurt mid-season, worked his way back from the same type of fibula or ankle injury, and he was back. You hurry up and get the surgery. You put the bones back together with the screw, and, you just got to let that shit heal. But they have ways. He's a freak. Fred Warner's a freak. They can come back from this. He came back, but they lost to the Cincinnati Bengals in that divisional round playoffs. I think that was 2021. Fred Warner's going to pull a Derrick Henry. Yes, he's going to come back. Grubby said the Bears are back in town. I'm happy for y'all Bears, man. I promise you I am. You deserve this. All you Bears fans, you deserve it. But next week, may the better man win. I hope Purdy doesn't crumble under pressure. MJ, what you said. Because I get so much flack, so much pushback on saying that he didn't deserve a $265 million contract worth $1 million contract worth 53 per. And then when he had that Monday night first half against the Panthers, everybody said, it's just 3 interceptions. It's a bad game. What the fuck do you mean it's just 3 interceptions? Can't be doing that all willy-nilly. Oh, it's just 1 bad game. All right, cool. But don't let it happen again. That's too much. You can't get paid what you're getting paid having games like this. What did he do after that? He looked great against Cleveland. He looked great against Tennessee. But those are bad teams. DeForest Buckner's coming back tonight from a neck injury. He wants to play the 49ers bad tonight. The problem is Sauce Gardner's not playing tonight. I would have loved to see how Purdy looked against that, but it's okay. It's okay. The Bears have more turnovers than anybody in football. So I would love to see what he does next week. And then the Seahawks, another top 5, top 10 defense. We'll see, but I hope he doesn't fold under pressure. No Sauce or Ward? Damn. But it just keeps getting better for the Niners. But people are just going to overdo it with their bragging. They're going to be so braggadocious about Brock Purdy and not even fail to mention that there's no Charvarius Ward or Sauce Gardner tonight. And Liddy just broke some news that I was going to break. But she already knows. How do you know that, Liddy? How do you know that? She is absolutely correct, though. Carmelo Hayes is the new United States champion. Thank you. It's about time. No story, no nothing. Just, hey, I'm going to give you a United States title shot. Thank you for helping me and tag teaming with me. And now I'm going to give you a shot. And he lost the title. They pre-taped some of the Christmas episodes because Triple H, unlike Vince, changed the morale. He really does want everybody to go spend the holidays with their family, and that's good for him. But because of dirt sheets and stuff, we know the outcome of a lot of these shows. She's absolutely correct. Congratulations to Carmelo Hayes. Switching it up to the WWE. I'm just reading the comments as I go. She's right. He's the new United States champion. How do you all feel about that? I'm happy about it if they do right by him. Don't just put the title on him just to put the title on him. Like AEW did Swerve Strickland. Like the WWE is doing right now with Jade Cargill. She's doing nothing with that title. And it's making her look bad having these damn feuds with these mid-card jobbers named Mishin and B-Fab. Just put her in a damn handicap match with both of them. And in that shit. Where the fuck is Bianca Belair when you need her? It's bad on SmackDown, y'all. It's bad. But yeah, congratulations to Carmelo. I hope they do right by him. Please. Please. Old man Rivers finna pop off. Says mad kicks. You would like that, wouldn't you? Well, the story is Trick Williams is going to SmackDown. Okay, ladies, hit us with some spoilers this morning. I was told from another dirt sheet that they wasn't bringing any. Well, that, you know what? They be lying too sometimes. If they told us the other day that SmackDown is not calling on anybody from NXT to come to the main roster, then they're probably doing the complete opposite. It doesn't make any sense for no one to not move up to the main roster. After Obafemi and Cody Rhodes at Saturday night's main event, he should have went straight to SmackDown. So I hope Lydia is right. She said that Trick Williams is going to SmackDown. I would love to see that. Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes. Now we can get NXT on SmackDown because it's actually kind of better than SmackDown. They really desperately need this push. I hope you're right, lady. And thank you for the spoilers. Do we win by 5.5 tonight? Man, knowing us, we'll probably win by 4. And not because of us, just because they be playing with the point spread, y'all. They do. So what does that tell you? Thank you for the question, though, Moore. Nitty says, I think Brian Robinson will get more touches and we use CMC as more of a receiving back. Well, Nitty, I hope you're right, but we're hoping that for 15, 16 weeks. And we haven't gotten it yet. East Coast Niner, what we really need to worry about isn't Purdy. It's our run D. Big opportunity tonight. Yeah, well, good luck. We just somehow find ways to win. We ain't stopping no run, though. Teams just somehow mysteriously stop running the football. That's all I can say. They not hiring new talent, but they are calling people up. I heard they weren't hiring new talent and they weren't calling people up. But we about to find out, lady. Niners not winning. I'm reading all your damn comments and you gonna hate on my team like that? Really? I just showed your team some love and you gonna say we not winning. Why are we not winning tonight, lady? Why are we not winning tonight? Please explain. Stephanie said, bang, bang. Let's get this dub. Bang, bang, Steph. Uncle Phillip Rivers going to get fried, bro. They have no offense versus solid scheme. They got Jonathan Taylor, though, and we can't stop the run. That's what's going to make it interesting. The game is on Disney app tonight. Wow. What? Are you serious? Only the Disney app? As a Rams fan, love the half. The playoff field is our division. What a year to be alive. Mr. Linguini, good comment. Grandpa gonna make a miracle happen. That will be a good story. But I just hope that story ain't on our asses. Thank you for coming back explaining yourself, lady. I just saw that ESPN game is on there. No, not only Disney. Okay, good. It's about to say. But that is a good way to get everybody to subscribe to that bullshit app. They know how many Niner fans it is out there. Niners inconsistent. I don't take them serious after last year. I can't say nothing to that. I can't say nothing to that. It's really our head coach. He sucks. All right, let me read YouTube. I know they think I've forgotten about them. It's just so many comments coming in. That's what I get for trying to read so much. And I had a bunch of trolls on here on YouTube, so I didn't really want to indulge in that anymore. Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill versus Bianca Belair would be awesome match, says Moon Fox. Yeah, I'm not opposed to that. What's up, Mad Acoustic One? He said, damn those Bears. Okay. Shut the Bill fans. Almost lost to Cleveland. I'm pretty sure he meant to say shit instead of shut. Yeah, but you won. MP, you won. Go Bills, says Dark Eli. Go Steelers, says MP. Okay, yeah, real quick about the Steelers. We've been up and down, back and forth from the Steelers all year long. Are the Steelers for real? Are the Chicago Bears really going to make noise in the playoffs? Those are the two teams. Three teams. Steelers, Bears, Jaguars. I gotta admit, yesterday's win was impressive. And Aaron Rodgers keeps on reminding people, you still think Mike Tomlin doesn't know what he's doing? You still think Mike Tomlin needs to get fired? They're playing hard for him right now, and I like it. And they're doing this without TJ Watt. TJ Watt, hold on, did TJ Watt play yesterday? He had a lung issue. I know he missed last week. That was an impressive win in Detroit because the Lions were desperate. And the Lions really needed that game, and they still couldn't get it. And thanks to the Steelers, we've clinched. So even if we do lose tonight in Indianapolis, we in there. If we don't win no more, we in there. But what we gonna do? That's the question. How many Super Bowl rings does Purdy have? Come on, man. I'm one of Purdy's biggest haters, let Niner fans tell it. So why would you ask me that? Are you listening? I'm not his biggest fan. I'm still watching him. I'm still very critical of him. When he's good, I do this. When he's bad, I do this. And then I come to this microphone and I start talking my shit. I know he ain't got no Super Bowl rings. Who said he had any? Seahawks, second two-point conversion was crazy as hell. Yes. What is your Super Bowl team prediction and who wins? Well, I said 49ers and Bengals, so I'm already half wrong. I said that back in August. I do that every year. So I got to stick with the Niners. And now I think it's going to be Niners and Bills or Niners and Texans. I got those two in the AFC Championship. All right. Y'all like this live stream, please. I encourage you all to subscribe to The Great Debate Show. San Francisco has done way more with nothing this year. It's wild as fuck. Thank you, Cody Richards. And they still hating on us. The Ravens broke my heart. Mended it, broke it again, mended it, and then broke it again. I hate to hear that, Critical Taco. I know, man. I know. I hate it for you, brother. All right, y'all. Do you believe in Aaron Rodgers? I mean, do you believe in Aaron Choke Rodgers? It's funny how they can say Tom Brady went 10 years without winning the Super Bowl, but Aaron Rodgers hasn't won the Super Bowl since 2011. No, I don't believe in him, but I do think that they actually may get that playoff win this year. That's possible. I got the Seahawks in an AFC team or the Niners in an AFC team in the Super Bowl. Okay. Who was that AFC team? Mac Jones was playing good before Brock when he got hurt. He was. That's why he's going to get traded, and hopefully we get something for him. Pretty significant. Imagine the Niners and the Patriots. That would be epic. What would be epic to me is if the Niners go to the Super Bowl and finally win it. But I don't know if he'll ever do that with Kyle No-Style Scamahan. Y'all know I'm not that big on my head coach. I give him his credit when it's due, but most of the time I'm talking shit about him. So when y'all think y'all be coming in here trolling me, I'll be agreeing with most of the shit you be saying. For real. If Brock gets hurt again, we just going to play Mac Jones again. I didn't say we would trade him. I said that's what they're going to do. I didn't say that. I can tell you're new to the show, but I got plenty of content, man. I've already did an episode a month ago saying why we shouldn't trade him. But we will. Because Shanahan and the 49ers they're so keen on saying, we've got our quarterback. You know, like in 2020, when Tom Brady was available and they said, oh gosh, no, we don't want Brady. We don't want the GOAT. We've got Jimmy Garoppolo. That's why I be talking shit about them guys. Vic said, bang, bang, Niner gang. Bang, bang, Vic. Okay, y'all. So I pretty much said everything that I had to say. I basically just was telling you all, hey, Tyler Shook is not that bad. Cam Ward, he's starting to look better. But if we redrafted those rookie quarterbacks, where would they look now? Jackson Dart got off to a hard start. Now they just look flat out bad. 9 straight losses with the Giants. Cam Ward does look like he's going to be all right. They just got to put together a good draft, good free agency, and give that man a better supporting cast. But I've been impressed with what I've seen from Cam Ward the last few weeks. It wasn't looking good, but it looks much better now. I also asked you all, are the Jaguars serious? Most of you said no. And I agree. I just wonder if this is going to bite us in the ass later. But good win in Denver. Good win. Does this mean Denver has some issues, or was it just one loss? And I also question you all, and I asked, is this the end of an era in Baltimore? That was the biggest topic I think I had, because it's just time. Either Harbaugh's got to go or Lamar's got to go, but enough is enough. Let's stop doing this Zay Flowers, Rashad Bateman stuff. Why can't the Ravens go get a player, a star? You don't go get DeAndre Hopkins until he's 32, 33, 34. Why didn't you try to get him when he was like 28? I remember back when the Cardinals got him in a trade from Houston. My former co-host is a Ravens fan. He used to always say, why can't that be us? And I also asked you all about the Bears and the Packers. What a game. Has Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams answered all of our questions? Is it officially a wrap? They're good, and they're here to stay. And they're going to be good in the postseason, not one and done. I'll focus more on those things tomorrow, but I just kind of wanted to recap Week 16 and, speak on that. Jake Paul got his jaw broke over the weekend. Drake May was lights out hot last night. 2 tutties, 400 yards. 28-24 win over the Ravens. And if the playoffs started today, they would host the Houston Texans as the number 2 seed. Cam Ward, from week 1 through 13, his record was 1-11. He had 7 touchdown passes and 6 interceptions. Well, since week 14, his record is 2-1. He's got 6 touchdowns to only 1 interception. And guess what? He's got 3 games where he's had 2+ touchdown passes. The first 13 weeks, he had 0 games with multiple touchdowns. He's definitely turned the page here a little bit. Shout out to Cam Ward. Watch out for Tyler Shook. I know they're not playing anybody in New Orleans, but it ain't about that. It's just you can kind of see. This dude acts like he looks like he could be an NFL quarterback. And congrats to the Panthers. Big win over the Buccaneers yesterday at home. As of right now, they're first in the NFC South. Baker threw a pick in the final seconds. They lost control of their division. Patrick Mahomes tore his ACL last week with the Chiefs. And then Gardner Minshew did the exact same thing the next week. They're down to the third quarterback. And the Titans took advantage of it. The New York Giants love Marcus Freeman, the Notre Dame head coach. Could be a hot head coaching candidate for the next job with the New York Giants. What's up, Melody? Thank you for joining. Purdy inconsistent. I don't know what I'm going to get from him. You're right, BT. Me either. But when we say that out loud, we're not real Niner fans. So, shh, they may hear you. They just like to, some of them, not all of you Niner fans, but some of you just like to brag about his goods, and you like to just overlook the bad. I just want it to be more good than bad. That's that. Tua likely is going to get released from the Dolphins. The Dolphins could look to trade the quarterback, but his future, it certainly does not look like he will be in Miami in 2026. That was a report yesterday from Adam Schefter. Dante Moore, his draft stock is rising. The momentum behind the Oregon quarterback being the #1 overall pick is very real now. After they just dragged James Madison Saturday night. The Cowboys are officially out of the playoffs. After the Eagles won Saturday against the Commanders. The Eagles are now, for the first time in 21 years, the Eagles are repeat. They repeat NFC East champions. And last but not least, I don't know how true this is, but according to the wrestling universe, TKO has some big breaking news. I don't know how true this is, but the reports claim that TKO is set to fire Triple H following his controversial creative decisions and replace him with 8-time WWE champion The Rock to take over as CCO, that role just before the 2026 Royal Rumble. This probably is a false page. I've never heard of the wrestling universe, but I saw this somewhere on the internet. That's probably a lie though, right? I would love for this to be true, but I know most of you would not. Yeah, where's Tua? What's next for Tua Tagovailoa? He's come to the end though in Miami. Okay. And Tyreek Hill is just tweeting about it, having a lot of fun with it. That's all I got, man. I think that's enough. The Bills have Matthew Judon. I thought the 49ers should have signed him, but the ex-Dolphins pass rusher joined the Bills practice squad. We'll probably be seeing him pretty soon. Okay, Edward said it's true. Wow, is that really? The Triple H, The Rock thing, is that really true? TKO's going to do that? Time 188, how you doing, man? Thank you for coming back. He said, I don't believe that Triple H is going to be replaced. I don't either, but I really do wish he would. Paul 3271 said Oregon played an ex-junior varsity football team on Saturday night. That is facts. So why the hell did they make the playoffs? You going to tell me that couldn't have been Notre Dame? But we were so keen on making sure Alabama got back in, we didn't even move them from 9 to nothing. They wanted them to play Oklahoma again, and they wanted them to beat them, and they did. The Rock is taking over, said Edward. I hope you're right, Edward, but time is saying that's not true. I don't know what to believe here. I've heard it before, though. Ravishing Rick Rude. I like that, man. He said Triple H is a 4 out of 10 wrestler and booker. I agree with that, Rick Rude. BT said our O-line isn't the best, but it's better than the Bengals. Burrow could make us more consistent. Wishful thinking. I would love to have him. Somebody told me on TikTok the other day, though, why would we want Burrow over Purdy? I'm like, some people just say the dumbest shit. Who would not want Burrow over Purdy? Just because they both been to Super Bowls and lost? don't give a fuck. I would take Burrow in a heartbeat. And I stand on what I said last week. I still think it's 29 teams. 29 other teams outside of Buffalo, Kansas City, and Baltimore, I guess, that would kick the tires on Joe Burrow. Those are the only 3 teams that would say, nah, we got a quarterback. We got Lamar. We've got Josh. We got Patty. I think every other team would still at least make a phone call. Dolph said, man, we play all next. Bear down. Bear down, Dolph. I like the name, too. Long live young Dolph. Benner, May's last rush had me go to the ship by 2 of a point, by 0.2 of a point. LOL. Good game, man. Good game. BT, who wouldn't want Burrow? Exactly. I don't know what these idiots be talking about, man. Antonio, bear down. Kobe, we looking good. If you're talking about the Bears, facts. If you're talking about the Niners, we're looking good too. Our offensive line is looking better. It's funny how it started to protect better when Purdy came back. All this talk about what Mac Jones couldn't do. The line was terrible. It don't look so terrible now. At least the pass blocking. Colts, Bears, Seahawks, get us first seed. Oh, you're a Niner. Hell yeah. We are. We are, Kobe. Riley Hire, dope room set up. Man, love the vibes. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it, man. Tonight on Monday Night Raw, I'm going to put this up in a Hell in a Cell match. I'm talking shit. Thank you, Lisa, for liking the live stream. Lisa Little. Jim Meck. Go Bears. Thank you again for the comment, Riley. Yeah, Kobe, I realize that now. Bang, bang. Lewis said, go Hawks. Yeah, go Hawks. Yeah. Yeah. Remember when the Seahawks were talking all summer long about how they were going to kick our ass week 1, and then they didn't, and they disappeared for like the month of September, and then they came back when they were good, and they were like, okay, we can talk again. We can come out from behind the curtains. Now they coming back talking shit. Hey, man, I'm no hater. The Hawks are a good team. But sometimes you just never know when Scam Darnold is going to show back up. You just never know. What's up, Jimmy? Jimmy C. I need 49ers to win, and I'm a Texans fan. Well, you're going to get that tonight, Caden. What's up, News Megs? I mean, new, what? I'm just going to say new. He says Stiller Nation. What's up, Gennaro? How y'all doing, man? Scott Hall from Australia. How you doing, Scott, on YouTube? I'm going to look it up. I'm going to find out. I'm going to get to the bottom of this whole The Rock TKO thing if they're really going to replace Triple H. I doubt it. But if they are, it would explain why. Remember when I asked you all a few months ago, why is Triple H so hell-bent on getting everybody, all of his people in the Hall of Fame so quick? First him, then Stephanie. He got Undertaker and his wife in there, Michelle McCool. Now Stephanie, like, you could have waited. Maybe they do know that their time is nearly up, and they're just trying to get everybody in while they can. I don't know. I don't believe that rumor is true, but I think there was a rumor about Burrow. I'll have to research it. About Burrow? What about Burrow? Him leaving? Him wanting to leave? I believe the Miami Dolphins have already offered first-round picks for Joe Burrow. You can look that up. Oh, I see. I see. Anybody would offer those picks for Joe Burrow. But I'm going to tell you where he should go, and I'm going to wrap this up. This is going to be it right here. Jacksonville had the biggest win in their franchise yesterday against Denver, and they could actually win the number 1 seed in the AFC. And if they do, they're going to be the team that's going to go one and done. I promise you. I damn near guarantee it. Book it. Let me say this, though, and I'm going to leave. I'm going to give you the perfect team Joe Burrow could go to if he does demand that trade, because he's going to do it at some point. And if he does, what if Joe Burrow reunited with Justin Jefferson in Minnesota? Kevin O'Connell, much better than Zach Taylor. And when is Zach Taylor going to get fired? All the slow starts in September, or Joe Burrow's hurt because you're not standing up to the front office saying, I need an offensive line. Ben Johnson got his offensive line fixed in Chicago in his first damn season. Zach Taylor been there for 5. What's the problem? 5 or 6? Get rid of Zach Taylor. But as long as Cincinnati has him, nothing. Kevin O'Connell in Minnesota, though, quarterback whisperer. Look what he did with Sam Darnold. Now look at him. Even though he made a mistake by letting him go, I don't think that was Kevin O'Connell's decision. I think that was the front office saying, we drafted J.J. McCarthy in the top 10. We ain't playing nobody but the young kid. We have to develop him. But do y'all really think J.J. McCarthy is the future of the Vikings? Do you think he'll ever be Joe Burrow? He could be, but I don't think you really believe that. The Minnesota Vikings and the Cincinnati Bengals are the perfect match to make a trade because while I would love to have Joe Burrow, I know better. Unless we fire John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan and somebody else new comes in and says, I want Joe. It ain't going to happen. We love Brock Purdy so much. I like him when he plays the way he's played the last 4 weeks, but I don't know if that's going to stay the same. Because he doesn't always do that against good defenses. Those were not good defenses. Carolina was, kind of, and he was bad. But I digress. Kevin O'Connell and Joe Burrow is a match made in heaven. Joe Burrow and Justin Jefferson, LSU, all over again. All right, Chase, it's been good, man. Now I'm about to go over here and get some more reps in with JJ. We tried it. It didn't work out. Joe Burrow in Minnesota, I think, is a perfect match. Get that offensive line tweaked back up because it was better last year than it is this year. But he already would have more in Minnesota than he does in Cincinnati. A front office that's competent enough that can build an offense around him, give him a supporting cast, Addison, Jefferson, the tight end. Come on now. They've got something over there. Brian Flores still the DC. So you would have a defense that's much better than Cincinnati. In Cincinnati, it's Joe Burrow or bust. Joe Burrow or nothing. Either we score 40 points, and sometimes they still lose when they score 40. He wouldn't be asked to do as much in Cincinnati. And he's got a more competent head coach. This is a better franchise. If there's any place that Joe Burrow could get traded, I would say Minnesota is the team that should be the one to make the call. And if Joe Burrow finally puts his foot down and demands it, it will happen eventually because there's no more guaranteed money on Joe Burrow's contract, and he's got to get something. He's got to get something. They got to get something for him. You didn't get anything for Trey Hendrickson. Get something for Joe Burrow. And I really wouldn't care what the Vikings had to give up as long as it's not Justin Jefferson. Then you probably do it. And watch where the Vikings would go. Now, I wouldn't want to see him in the NFC if it's not on my team, but just watch what would happen. Do you all like that trade scenario that I just gave you all? Joe Burrow to Cincinnati? KG Forbes said, I hope you're right. You see? Of course you do, because you've got common sense, and I'm sure you're a Vikings fan. But there's just another fan out there who would love to have Joe Burrow. And I think there's a lot of teams that would say that. Somebody else told me that the Chargers would not give up Justin Herbert for Joe Burrow. Why not? Why wouldn't I give up a quarterback who was good but doesn't have a playoff win yet in his resume for a quarterback who's been in the Super Bowl? The one season that he did play all year healthy. I'm sorry, y'all. Joe Burrow just that dude. I don't know what the fuck we're talking about here. Sound like a lot of hate to me. Yes, he does get hurt. But that's the Bengals' problem, no time, 18188. He says Joe Burrow has one problem, and that problem is staying healthy for a whole season. That's why he's got to get out of Cincinnati. They don't protect him. They spend money on the perimeter, but not in the trenches. That's just my opinion. Minnesota would be nice, but Indianapolis would be even greater. With that running back, and they have a little bit of everything over there with tight ends. And you're right. Defensive line, offensive line. Indianapolis would be good too. It would. I guess I just want to see Burrow and Justin Jefferson together again. He doesn't have a line to protect Joey B. Can't make the play if you can't block for him. Thank you, Kobe. That's my point. Get ready, the Bears. Young Gun. Noah. Y'all, thank y'all so much. AJ14 as a Bills fan, win the game tonight. We will. Look at me talking all this shit, and I'm going to be mad as a motherfucker tonight. Y'all, I'll be back tonight after Monday Night Football. We going to talk about that in Monday Night Raw. Is TKO about to replace Triple H with The Rock? Is that a rumor? I'm about to do some research on it. Joe Burrow to Minnesota or Indianapolis. I like that time, 188. That's another good one. But I don't think they're going to trade him to the AFC at all. My time is up. Y'all be safe. And I'll be back tonight after Monday Night Football. Y'all come on back now because I got a lot of more good stuff to get off my chest. Just ain't have enough time to do it this morning. If you don't follow The Great Debate Show, please do. Follow on TikTok. Hit the sub button on YouTube. Am I not good enough at this? Am I not giving you enough insight of the game and my thoughts? If you think so, please subscribe and hit that notification bell because you never know when your favorite unk might pop back up. Until then, y'all be safe. Have a magnificent Monday. Peace. See you tonight.